Fred, you got to come up with something brilliant because you can't just sit there and be cute. I told you. Look, smile. Okay. You're killing me.
Let's see. In response to what's on the table here,
yeah,
what's been talked about.
Yeah, I mean, how is it for you to know that there are people making billions of dollars, you know, industries that are making multi-millions of dollars, catching fish and throwing them away that you would like to eat?
You know, one of the things that I've done in the past is, you know, getting the Community Development Quota Program going, CDQ program, which is alongside works with the council right now. And the process that I'm seeing today, there are people that have been involved the past 20, 30 years that the council's been around. Very few of our people have been involved with that process and know how the pieces fit. And the CDQ program, you know, when we looked at it, from our view was to look at what can we do with our people that can benefit through that. And one of the things that when we started, after it was authorized by Congress through Magnuson, one of the first things that we started doing was, you know, educational benefits, you know, for our young people. Mm-hmm. It's not just about, you know, sending people off to school, but doing follow-ups, you know, training, flight training programs. Those are big right now in our region. And as a result of mainly the CDQ program funding those activities, we're seeing a lot more of our young people get into aviation industry.
Right, and they need to because of where they're at. You wanted to, Art, did you want to grab that?
No doubt that the benefits are there. We see them in the village. Norton Sound Economic Development Corporation has done a really good job in providing funding to the villages to build our infrastructure. But at the same time, what we're asking industry is to get a cleaner fisheries going. We see the need for that. But at the same time, there's some things that are priceless and we're not willing to sell. For our river system, every fish counts. We had issues with escapement since 2003. We haven't been able to make our escapement goals. They've been classified as a stock of concern. In 2008, 2007, we had an escapement goal of 1,200 kings. We had 900 kings return. We had subsistence closures and basic conservation needs were not met. I think we've got some significant problems. We also realize that there's a number of factors associated with the decline of salmon stocks, climate change, competition of food resources, the hatchery salmon from Asia. But of all the variables out there, bycatch is the one thing we can control.
Right.
So.
Right, whether it's temperatures or other things that people want to talk about that are changing. I think that part of the problem is that the people that are doing the bycatch, they look at a salmon and they can say, well, right now this one's not for sale because we can't keep it. This is bycatch, so it's worth 0. And they throw it. And any one of you or anyone in your family can catch that same salmon if it wasn't dead and floating out, you know, for crab to eat. You can catch it and you can say, this means 10,000 years of who I am. This means taking care of my family. This means that I get to live in a place that's my home. This means so many things, like you said, that are priceless, that have no translation into a corporate world at all.
Yeah, you know, I think, you know, we just got to gathering 100 tribes here in Anchorage just in the past couple of days, right. And we had a conference of tribes for tribes, and without any statewide Native organization sponsoring this. This was our initiative as tribal leaders to try to educate the public about the importance of subsistence, or the way of life of trying to survive off our land. Because we see many of the development in our backyards that are happening with the proposals that are, the mining proposals, the those mines that are in operation currently, and those offshore proposals that are being moving forward in Chukchi Sea and Beaufort Sea and Bristol Bay, and to develop the offshore oil. So all of this with the issue of subsistence resources, we're very concerned, and we live out there. And we depend on the water, we depend on the land, we depend on all of these the species that we depend on out there. And with all of those proposals that are affecting us, and there was a great prosperity promised to us when Alaska Native Claims Settlement Act passed. And in 38 years in my own corporation, I've seen less than $200 in 38 years. And that is prosperity that we've seen in our area. So I think there needs to be corrections to this experiment that occurred in our backyards, that you're experimenting with the human beings out there. And it has, you know, right now we have the highest rate of suicides, we have highest rate of health problems, we have highest of everything, and the lowest educational achievement, and those statistics are very real. And in 30 plus years that we have seen this, it has not worked. And I think we need to get the tribes and those people and the self-determination, and to get the land back to the people who really own it, and to fix all of what is being wrong, what is wrong in Alaska. So it's going to take some congressional action. It's going to take some people being educated in Alaska. So everybody needs to come together to make sure that we have healthy communities out there. If we are having problems out there, Anchorage is going to have problems.
That's absolutely right. You know, there's a great way to fix a problem in a village, and it's a one-way ticket to Anchorage. And it has happened, and you're absolutely right. And how people suffer. We've got to run to a break, but you know, if you need congressional help on this, you might as well play Jenga with your, you know, butt cheeks. It's just not going to happen. I'm serious. I'm telling you,
with the issue of President Obama right now and the new Congress right now, the Congress destroyed the Native community by the Alaska Native Claims Settlement Act. It continues to there was termination era in the Indian community.
Well, that was,
and
I know there's
just, it destroys, and it restored some of those terminated tribes in the lower 48, but they're still having problems. And but again, it can be fixed. It has to be fixed.
You know what would fix it? A break right now. All right, we'll do that.